Hi, so for today, I'm going to discuss the about lesson 25 about gender and labor. So, for this module discusses the relationship of gender equality and labor. This also covers the policies on gender equality in the labor market. So, if we say labor market, it is also known as the job market, refers to the supply and demand for the labor, in which employers provide the demand. It is a major component of any economy and is intricately linked to market for a capital goods and services. And when it says labor, it is activities pertaining to developing goods and delivering services for economic reasons. And further, this module tackles the status of gender equality in the various sectors of the labor market. So, at the end of this module, you should be able to first understand fully the relationship of gender equality, and labor. Determine the status of gender equality in the various sectors of the labor market. And the third one is comprehend the salient policies on gender equality in the labor market. So for the introduction, women face different constraints from men in the labor market. This is recognized in Republic Act 9710 known as Magna Carta of Women, enacted in 2009. This act recognizes that equality of men and women entails the abolition of the unequal structures and practices that perpetuate discrimination and inequality, or PCW, in 2010, that the Magna Carta of Women will level the playing field by making productive resources and economic opportunities equally available for both men and women. And it is the Magna Carta of Women is a comprehensive women's human rights law that seeks to eliminate discrimination through the recognition, protection, fulfillment, and promotion of the rights of the Filipino women, especially those belonging in the marginalized sectors of the society. So, the Magna Carta was um, at the act, which is consolidation of Senate Bill number 2396 and House Bill number 4273, was finally passed by Senate and the House of Representatives on May 19, 2009, and May 20, 2009. However, that was officially signed by the late President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, signed into the Law Republic Act 9710 on August 14, 2009. So, this law, the Magna Carta for women, is invaluable. So, this is a very helpful, and this is very important to advancing justice and women rights in the Philippines. Its passage marks a milestone in Philippines history and for the status of Filipino women. The Magna Carta conveys a framework of rights for women based on international law. So, for the Magna Carta of Women has bounded its law for some sectors like employment sectors. In agriculture, women farmers do not have an equal opportunity to acquire land for register it in their own names. They have fewer inheritance rights than male farmers. Land ownership is important not only to women's ability to earn income but also a source of empowerment and autonomy within the household. Their lack of land also affects their ability to gain access to credit facilities. Women are also hindered in their access to extension services, skills development, including training in management and marketing skills, and improved farming equipment. They require special assistance to achieve equal access, and this can be achieved through gender specific action plans that target the needs of women farmers and gender mainstreaming that is monitored for effectiveness to ensure that the women share appropriately in the sector's growth. So for this one, so before this Magna Carta of Women has been officially um, by former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, or known as Republic Act 9710, women have uh, women can't have the land or cannot have the same treatment or same benefit that a man has. So a woman can only have a registered a land by its name when it passed to male brother, but not directly to her to a woman, even if she is the first child, or a woman can't inherit it directly to his parents unless its brother will pass away or his brother will give it to her sister, or yes, to the female of the family. And also in tourism, it appears that tourism planning has not included women or has had insufficient regard for gender issues within the tourism industry. Relatively few women have the educational qualifications for foreign language skills to compete for front of house positions in the hotel industry as tour guides or in travel agencies, and women are more likely to be employed as housekeepers, waitresses, or similar low-level position. Targeted educational programs could provide women with necessary qualifications to climb the job ladder, which could progressively help to rectify the imbalance between work opportunities for men and women and eliminates gender gaps in tourism employment. And in business processing outsourcing, the Philippines the Philippines Information Technology Business Process Outsourcing Roadmap in 2011 to 2016 is not gender responsive and does not address women constraints in accessing higher paid work in non-voice services or the likely growth in information technology and engineering. This matters as well as the pay differentials between men and women and employment conditions requires specific government attention. And in government services, public sector's employment is an important source of job with better pay and conditions for women than many other industrial sectors, but women are constrained by being predominantly employed in traditional gender stereotype care sector government occupations such as health and education, and they are underrepresented in the higher paying subsectors. The Philippines has a strong gender mainstreaming programs which has given women greater access to government employment generally, but women in sector may still be underpaid given their levels of education, experience, and ability. So the Magna Carta for Women Law really helped the Filipino women to um, have uh, to have themselves their what they deserved, and to have uh, equal treatment what the men have, and to have also the benefits that they deserved. So for this law, the Republic Act 9710 is really helpful, not just for women but also for its child or for its family parents, that um, they can prove it to themselves that uh, they are not just for a low ranked or low sectors or low jobs what is they have underpaid for, and they can also have the highly paid jobs when they are when they have some educations good education and good education for it. And in entrepreneurship, there has been a rapid surge in number and proportion for female entrepreneurs in developing countries. In Miniti and now 2010 280 studies indicate that female-led MSMEs increase employment opportunities for women and contribute to wider development goals. ADB and ILO 20138 one survey indicate that women entrepreneurs are more likely than men to be motivated by necessity. These are livelihood-oriented entrepreneurs attempting to escape unemployment. In Vietnam, Women Entrepreneurs Council in 2007. So, um, just for me, I do believe that there's a there's a man that can do that a woman can't really do, but I also believe that it does not matter to its physical appearance or the um, physical ability of a woman, but more likely to its will, to its mental thinking. It has some When a woman has some motivation, then I believe there's nothing a woman can't do if he, he is inspired, if she is inspired and motivated, and she also wants to pursue, and there is some capabilities of a woman that can have that a man can. So in the salient policies on gender equality in labor market, the Philippines has ratified 34 ILO conventions and is party to all of the fundamental United Nations human rights covenants and conventions. The country's in 1987 constitution has enshrined these rights in Section 3, Article 13, Bill of Rights, and in Section 14, Article 2, which ensures fundamental equality of women and men before the law. So for this one, we can see that before the Magna Carta, for women, there are some um, laws that have already made that ratified or to make it more strong or firm, that for the laws the the Bill of Rights and labor code, and as well as 6725, 7192, 7877, and 8551. All provide for fundamental human rights protection, including anti discrimination provisions, and they ensure fundamental equality, prohibition of sexual harassment, and temporary special measures. The Philippines Anti Sexual Harassment Act number 7877 of 8 February in 1995 is an example of good legislative practice. The Magna Carta of Women Republic Act 9710 is an overall legislative framework that articulates the specific rights, needs, and support required by women in their general and working lives. Although the Magna Carta of Women provides a good legislative framework, implementation issues remain. Filipino women often do not know about their rights, and the complaint system is confusing even if they do. In 2012, the Philippines became the first country in Asia ratify the ILO Domestic Work Workers Convention 2011, number 189. In early 2013, late President Aquino also signed Republic Act 10361, known as the Batas Kasambahay Domestic Workers Act, in order to better protect this large group of mostly young female workers. So therefore, uh, it is really important to educate ourselves or to know our rights, for us to know of how they benefit us and how would they help us as one of the citizen of the Philippine country. And here is the summary for the topic gender equality. I mean gender and labor for the lesson 5. Gender and gender equality and labor market are very important principle and related to one another. Gender equality is not properly implemented in the labor market. Women are still treated with disfavor, and discrimination policies are in place to address gender inequality, but still the issue persists and prevails even up to the present. So, however, if we still have this kind of laws like the Magna Carta for women, also the anti sexual harassment, and also for the labor code to still protect and to give uh, equal benefit for women, but still we can't totally change the stereotype for women that are just a low standard or is uh, incapable of doing things like how man can do such things. Even now that we still have these laws into our government to protect women's, also their children's, it can't be. There are such circumstances that we are not control or we are beyond control about it. It is the mentality of the people that degraded the strengths and capability of women. So I do hope that all people have the same perception of a woman is also strong and is authoritative when it comes to things. And also women also this should be this should be stuck in all the mind of Filipino that um, a woman can do such things like a man can. It's just that we women need to um, support and believe on us. So that's for all for lesson 25, gender and labor. And once again, this is Charlotte Saprito, and thank you for listening.